just like lights up in different patterns. I just programmed in the patterns. What it was supposed to do was be able to react to a touch on each face. Underneath there's a copper plate on each face, and it's supposed to be a capacitive touch sensor on each one. But I couldn't get the sensors to work.
Did you get them to work at all?
Yeah, like in my tests, when when they were separated, it worked. And they're hooked up in chains of 5 or 6. And so you'd read a different value depending on where in the like resistance chain you touched it. So I was gonna have like map that to different faces and then be able to turn on the light that's underneath it. And I was gonna program in a game where you would touch one and then it and its neighbors would cycle colors and you would have to get it all one color. So yeah, but I couldn't get that to work, so it's just kind of like a programmable light object.
It's still pretty nice. I mean, I'm surprised that how are the LEDs placed in there? Are they actually behind copper?
Yeah, it's
because it's shining through. That'd be great. I'd love to see it underneath. Oh wow!
So they're just cardboard and it's copper taped on top of the cardboard, and I poked the light through each one.
Okay.
And yeah, they're all just wired into shift registers in the Arduino, and controlled by 15 bytes.
Now you found that. Did you test it with this kind of distance so you could sense a finger in this area, like? Yeah,
like it. Theoretically, like I wired in enough resistors that it should start to react by like this far away, but either they're interfering with each other or I don't know, or something else, or like something's touching that shouldn't be inside. Because I mean, the only way that I could have known was to fully hook it up and try it out. And by the time I did that, I didn't have enough time to debug.
Now, how do they react? Like, what happens? Are they falsely triggering?
I'm just not getting good readings. Like these 5 up top give me readings, but they're not discrete enough to be able to know which area you're touching in.
Right.
And the rest of them just time out in the library.
Cool. Okay. And what about this thing over here? How did you make it?
The dome. It's plexiglass, and I just cut out the shapes. I found a guide to basically create a geodesic dome. And I cut out the correct shapes and glued it all together.
Glue gun, yeah?
Yeah, glue gun.
And underneath here, is it possible to see?
Yeah. And it's a whole mess of wires underneath.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's 120 wires.
It's like a jellyfish.
Yeah.
Actually, it could be a jellyfish project. That's great. And you soldered those all on?
Basically, yeah, I've created my own kind of shield board to plug into the Arduino. Which has all the shift registers and resistors on there.
Well, it's still, I mean, I think this shows the advantage of doing stuff incrementally, you know? Because what you have, even though it didn't fully get realized, it's great. It looks amazing. So it's still a lot to have done, so good job.
Yeah.